Hey, it's Mike from Hillside Hives. I'm here to do just a short video with you, just to give you a progress of what my big hive here in Woodsville is doing. I'm very pleased into the hive now. This was the medium that I put on maybe like 2 weeks ago, and these are, I don't know if you can tell, it's hard to do it one-handed. I, I just lifted the second one out, and it's absolutely so heavy. Can't tell because it's a little bit darker, but they are packing this with honey. This is nectar that they have in there now, and the nectar is basically, of course, going to be honey. What they have to do is they have to fan it down to the right humidity, and then they'll put that nice white cap on it. I suspect this hive will have this done in the next week or two. There you can see a good one where they're starting to cap the honey on the top again in the middle. Middle of the hive, it seems where they all like it the best. So what I've done, because they're packing it so tight, and to make it easy for me, this is a 10 frame that I've turned into a 9 frame now, just because they've built all this out, so I don't have to worry about them connecting it. But I want it easier for me to get these out, so I've taken one of the ends out. I'm just going to leave these 9 in here so it's easier for me. Also, you can see, I don't know if you can see very well, but there's a lot of bees in here. This is the peak season now, so we got 50,000 bees in here. I got to take this one off and check this box down here, because I think this honey is going to be about ready. But we're in a dearth right now, which a dearth means is there's not as much nectar out there for the bees, so they're very agitated. You can see I have my long sleeve shirt on, and I have my veil on, because they're very, I want to say nasty, they're just a little bit more agitated right now because there's not the best food supplies out there, and they're trying to get stocked up for the winter. So they're just not as nice as they were in the beginning of the season. I'll put it that way. I had a couple stings just walking down and looking at this hive the other day, and they come out and they stung me. I don't know if you can see this down here. It's a little bit, here, the bucket. I filled the bucket up, and the bees are just all over that bucket of sugar water with some of the essential oils in there, which tells me that they're going for that sugar water, meaning they're in the dearth. They were at my front door, actually. Oh, it's okay, honey. See, they're coming out and they're hitting me because they want me to leave them alone. But the bees were actually at my front door. I had a empty frame that I had to take over, or a box of frames that I had to take over to my hive in Newberry, Vermont, and they were at that. They were looking for honey. That's what kind of cued me into saying, I think they're in their dearth, so they need to be fed now. They don't need to be, but it makes them calmer here in town if you feed them. They won't be, right up here's the road, they won't be up there stinging people. So, all right, let me take this off and I'll get back with you. So I went down to this next box. This is all foundationless frame in this next box, and you can't really tell, I'm not pulling this up, but they kind of intermingled these together. With the foundationless, they'll make the comb this way, and then they go over and they kind of mix it between the two, so I can't pull it out without destroying a bunch of honey in there. But just looking at this end, I know that there is this, they just started building comb. This one they just started building comb, and they actually are laying some eggs on this one over here. So this is not going to be harvested for a couple of weeks. I mean, I'm just going to let this go. I'll harvest it at the end of season. This one I'm not even going to go down in here today, because last time I checked it, if they were honey bound, they're not honey bound, so they're doing okay. They're just filling this up with honey. They're filling this other box up with honey. So what I need to do is I just need to add another medium box, and I won't put the feeder on this one. What I'll do is let them go down to that other feeder, and if they need to eat, because it's getting too tall for me if I have to put the feeders on yet. I won't be able to bring that top box down, so you have to worry about the height. I have this 18 inches off of the ground down here, and I have it out that way because the skunks will come up, and if you're right on the ground, the skunks will eat the honeybees as they come out. If they have to go up and get at the honeybees sting their bellies. I know I have skunks down here because I have a bunch of skunk poop down here, so I know they're trying to get at these bees. I have to look and see if there's some way I can deter that. I don't know if there is or not. All right, I'm gonna close this hive back up, and then we'll check it in a couple weeks. This one's doing good. Add another box on, and then kind of go from there. All right.